Coffee and convo, y'all. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. You guys know what time it is. Welcome to the latest installment of Coffee and Convo. I am your host, Graphk Raider, man. Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. As always, I see Green Dot Gang is heavy. Raider Ryan, I see one of the Mob Fathers. My brother Graphk is in the building. Ray Cates, Anthony R. Hernandez. Salute to everybody. But do me a favor real quick in the comment section. First and foremost, wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up and also hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. Let me know, where are you watching this show from this morning, this afternoon, depending on where you are. What city, what state? Are you at work? Are you in traffic on the way to work? Are you at home? Are you at your chick's house? Are you at the side chick's house? Are you at the side chick, side? Where are you watching this show today? Let me know in the comment section. Once again, salute to everybody here in the bill. I see Richfield, Utah, Brawley, California, Salinas, Sacramento, my hometown, Albuquerque, the SIP, Mississippi, Denver, Colorado. I love it, man. Wherever you're watching, I appreciate you guys so much, man. You could be anywhere in the world, but you are here with me right now. A lot to talk about today. I know you guys seen the news about Ashton Jeanty's pro day yesterday. John Spytek was in the building. He got a very, very close look at, you know, the potential generation. I know that conversation. I'm gonna say potential generational running back that we may be taking a look at 6. We're gonna talk about that. You know, Spytek went out there to the pro day, watched everything. Great workout. I'll play a couple things for you guys if you haven't got an opportunity to see it. Got a chance to talk to the running backs coach out there, the head coach, you know, all that good stuff out there, Boise. And also had an opportunity to take the young fella out last night to eat and kind of pick his brain and see where he is in terms of, you know, is he prepared and ready to go at the next level? You know, this is an early round draft pick at 6. We have to get this one right. We can't just blow this. So I think that they're doing their homework. This is Spytek's first pick with this regime, you guys. This is first pick actually ever. I mean, he wasn't the decision maker in Tampa Bay or the decision maker anywhere he was. He is finally the number one guy, the decision maker. I know with Tom Brady helping him and Pete Carroll and so on and so forth, but this is his pick. This is his pick, and he has to get it right. So you love to see it, but he was out there talking to Ashton, and I know this kind of a mixed bag right now in Raider Nation. Do we take a running back at 6? You know, can he be that guy at the next level? Is he the next LaDainian? Is he the next Emmitt Smith? Is he the next Trent Richardson? What is he? Well, I'm going to tell you guys right now, watching his pro day and seeing the kid's lateral movement, his shiftiness. I mean, this kid, the balance, this kid is different, y'all. I'm telling you now, I'm buying more and more Ashton Jeanty at 6. But also, there's a lot of rumors out there that potentially he may be going at 4, which I would not be shocked. You know, New England has the pick there at 4. You know, they got Ramondre Stevenson, who struggled, you know, securing the football last season, fumbled a bunch of times. They could use some offensive line help, Will Campbell, so on and so forth, right? But I can see them at 4 potentially taking him off the board early. What did Vrabel have in Tennessee? He had Derrick Henry. And that was his bread and butter offensively. Ground and pound, run the football constantly. I wouldn't be shocked if New England somehow, some way pulled the trigger and took Ashton Jeanty at 4. Do I think that they'll do it? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think that they'll end up going, Will Campbell or one of those offensive linemen. They need to help, solidify that offensive line and help block for Drake May. He was dying a miserable death his rookie season. Or maybe they shock the world and go McMillan there at 4. They can use another receiver opposite of Stephon Diggs, who they just took. They got Polk in last year's draft. Still very questionable as to what he's going to do at the next level in year 2. But it's going to be interesting. Keep an eye on the Patriots. I don't see another team being sneaky enough to take Jeanty. I don't think the Browns do. I think they take Abdul Carter if they don't take Shador. If Shador is there at 3, I think the Giants, regardless of Russell Wilson and J-Mo's out there, I think they'll take Shador. I think it's a foregone conclusion that Cam Ward goes number 1 to the Tennessee Titans. Sounds like they know what they want if they want to move that first pick. Sounds like 3 number 1s, you guys. That's what a report was dropped today. I forgot where it was. May have been ESPN, Bleach Report, but somewhere. But it sounds like they want 3 first-round picks for that number 1 spot. So I don't think anybody's going to pay that. Maybe the Giants get a little crazy and move up 2 spots and just give up a ton of future draft capital. Their GM and their head coach, this is potentially their last year. They got to win now. So maybe they go up and get Cam. But I wouldn't see that with Russell Wilson and J-Mo in the fold, trading a bunch of draft capital for no reason. But, I mean, no reason. That's still Cam Ward. But Cam at 1, Jeanty may go at 4, you guys. I wouldn't be shocked. I totally wouldn't be shocked if they decided to say, you know what, we're going to go get our Derrick Henry, a guy that is a workhorse that can run the football over and over and over and over again. He did it at Idaho, and stayed relatively healthy. I can see the New England Patriots there at 4, which is a sneaky team to potentially take Jeanty before 6. Let me see. Salute to Buddy Bear, man, my guy. Happy I'm not overpaying in free agency. Sorry, a lot of others aren't, but I am happy. We'll still see what the draft brings. Buddy Bear, I'm with you, bro. I've said this a million times, and I'm still kind of going back and forth with people on Twitter today about this. It's like, what do you guys want to do? Like, honestly, like, what player did you want to go out there and get? What was one of our weakest spots in this year in this year's going into this year's draft? We thought we can use a guard, right? Well, Trey signs with the Chiefs immediately. Franchise tag. They're working out a long-term deal. He's gone. He's off the board immediately. Okay? And he gets paid a shit ton of money to do so. What is it, like $25 million on a franchise tag? Who are you trying to pay? Stephon Diggs got $70 million for 3 years in New England. I'm not paying that for Stephon Diggs. Cooper Kupp's nasty deal that he got in Seattle, north of 15 per. Do you want to pay that for a guy that plays 7-8 games a season? I really, truly don't get it. I don't. There's a few players that it's like, the Zach Browns of the world. He went back to Philly. Like, who's out there that you would have wanted to overpay for? Love Robert Spillane, but once again, I'm not paying $38 million to bring back Robert Spillane, a 30-year-old linebacker who's low-key, one-dimensional. I mean, just make it make sense. Salute to Kenny Mack, wiping my feet and blessing my boy. Raiders, I think on the day of the draft, there'll be some unexpected surprises in store. Facts, man. Facts. I'll say this, Kenny Mack, I will be happy as hell if Carter, Hunter, or Jeanty is available at 6, which is very, very possible. If one of those guys are available at 6, I'm going to run to the podium like a madman if it's Carter, Jeanty, or Hunter. There's so many question marks in this year's draft class. I love Shador. He's a major question mark at the next level. Cam Ward, phenomenal talent. He's still a questionable talent to me at the next level. You look at Mason Graham, he scares the shit out of me. I just don't know what you're getting with Mason Graham. We brought back Adam Butler, and we added some bodies to that D-line. Wilkins is back healthy, you guys. He scares the shit out of me. McMillan scares the shit out of me. There's 3 players that if I had to be a betting man, where it's like those are the closest thing to a sure thing, is Travis Hunter, regardless if you have him at corner or wide receiver or both. Abdul Carter, I think he could be a generational pass rusher. That's why I think Cleveland pairs him with Myles Garrett, and they're going to scare the shit out of the NFL with those 2 guys rushing the quarterback. And then you got Ashton Jeanty. So there's a lot of question marks. And I'm only talking about the top 10 talents. You know what I mean? Like there's a ton of talent that you can get second, third, fourth round, fifth round. I love Scatterboo. He'll probably be available in the third or fourth round. You know, there's a Trey Harris's of the world. Ole Miss love. You know, he'll be available in the second round. I think he can be a really good option at the next level. But there's just so many question marks surrounding a lot of these guys. And I think that we're going to have our pick of one of those guys, the safest bets at 6. Salute to my guy, Kenny Mack, man. Salute to my brother Hammer in the building. Always good to see my dog. I know you've been out there ripping and running and taking care of business, my brother. I'm saying, well, proud of you, man. Keep doing your thing, bro. Stay at it, man. Salute to Pessimistic Frank. We changed his name to Optimistic Frank over here because he has been changing his tune a little bit, but this is very pessimistic, right? We have so many holes. We need to move back. No, it's not really pessimistic because it's honest. It's an honest assessment of this team and where we are right now, right? We can use another linebacker. We can probably use 2 corners. We can probably use 2 running backs, even with Raheem, with Dylan, with Sincere, with Zeus on this roster. You could probably use 2 of them. You could use another receiver. Actually, use 2 receivers. I mean, you lost Turner. You can use the number 1 option out there opposite of Jacoby. I mean, you can use a few receivers. I mean, we do have some holes. We do. You can use another safety, right, to add into the mix with what we already have out there with Jeremy Chin and Palomau and Trey Taylor and the former Georgia, captain and Chris Smith. We could use another safety. I know we got Harper as well. I'm not that big of a fan, but it is what it is. But we can definitely fill some holes moving back. But if Jeanty's there, I got to be honest, I don't think that they move back. I don't, unless a team comes calling like Chicago that wants to offer the farm to move from 10 to 6 and we can move back to that 10, 12 range, then you can, then maybe you're playing it right. Pick up an extra second round, maybe a future third or something like that. I can hear you to move a few spots back. But you know what, though, man? We're not in a position to pass up on top talent, Frank. We're just not. We're not. We need as much talent as we can. Last year, people killed the Brock Bowers pickup. Well, guess what? He's one of our best players on this team, and he's a foundational piece. You can't, we may have a lot of holes on this roster, but guess what? You can't pass up on the Jeantys, the Travis Hunters, the Abdul Carters. You can't. You have to get the best player available and just stock. This is a deep class. We'll be all right. We have a full draft class. The only pick that we don't have at our disposal now is that third round pick for Devontae that we got our starting quarterback for. So, I think we'll be all right. Salute to Frank, but I am not against moving back. If Jeanty's off the board, these guys, if those top 3 guys are off the board, I have no issue. My guys, Dual Carter, Travis Hunter, Jeanty, I'm okay with moving back. I have no issue with trading back and just accumulating more picks. It'd be great. Salute to my guys, man. Hug, I appreciate you, bro, so much. Graphk knows I've been banging the table for Jeanty for over a year. 2,600 yards, 7 per carry, 1,800 after contact, 3 minor injuries his whole career, 13 yards per catch in 2023, exactly 0 fumbles during the season in 3 years. Think he had 2 in the bowl game. Talk, Hug, and you definitely have. And you were on the train before me. I'm very familiar with Jeanty because for those who don't know, I'm in the Dallas area in Frisco, Texas. He's a legend out here. He went to what's the school up the street? Lone Star. Same school as Trey Taylor. Salute to my guy Trey. So I'm very familiar with the kid. But you've been on that train for a long time, Hug. I have to agree with you, brother. And I'm all for going that route if he's available there at 6. Hug, my brother. I thank you so much for the $50 special. That means a lot to me, my brother. Salute. Love you, bro. Salute to my guy, Indiana, as well. My guys are dropping haymakers in the chat today. I appreciate you, man. Another $50 special. Salute, Graphk and Raider Nation. Green Dot Gang. Yo, Graphk, I'll be in the Dallas area next, visiting my uncle and cousins. I'll be heavy in Raider gear. F the cry boy. Hey, hit me up, Indiana, when you get here. Hit me up when you get out here, bro. Let's go have a drink or a cigar. Hit me, bro. Salute to my guy, Indiana. I met him in Cincinnati at the Raiders-Bengals game. Good dude, bro. Hit me when you get out here. We'll definitely get a cigar, have a beer or something. Salute to you. Appreciate you once again on the $50 special. My guys are truly blessing the channel today. UA, my guy, if we draft Jeanty, is he on this team in 10 years? That's the problem. His best years will be behind him by year 5. You draft someone who will be here at least 10 years at 6, not a running back. Okay, so UA, I hear you on that. Now let's go across a long list of players that we've took recently that weren't running backs in round one. Damon Arnett, UFL. My guy, Gary Conley, not in the league anymore. Gone. These guys didn't reach 10 years. Tyree Wilson, right now, are you happy about that pick, UA? Are you happy? Do you think he's going to have a 10-year career? Cleveland Furrow is on like his 90th team right now. He's in free agency once again. There's never a sure thing to have a player that's going to be on this roster for 10 seasons. I understand your argument, and I totally get it. But honestly, man, a shelf life of 5 years, 6 years in the NFL, I mean, that's kind of like where you want to get at this point. But you can look at the Derrick Henrys of the world. He ran a lot at Alabama. He ran a lot in Tennessee. He's running the football a lot in Baltimore. He's still here after 30. Saquon Barkley's not there yet, but he's still playing at a very high level, coming off of an MVP-ish type year last year. I understand your logic behind that, bro, and you're definitely right. But there's nothing safe here. You take a corner there, what? You take a wide receiver there. I mean, yeah, Amari Cooper's still in the league. Is he playing at a high level at 30 years old? Right now, he's not the same version he once was anymore. And we moved on from him. By the time he got his second deal with the Dallas Cowboys, we moved him for a first-round pick. So there's always so many question marks around this. We don't know. Will Jeanty be on this team in 10 years? He's been a workhorse. He has ran the football a lot. I'm not here to try and, tell you otherwise. But the thing is, man, some of these guys are machines, and some of these guys play for a long, long time. And if you can get 5 to 6 seasons out of Jeanty in this 4-year window where we have Pete Carroll, where I don't even know if he's going to coach this entire window, but hey, man, you do what you got to do. You do what you got to do, and Jeanty, to me, UA, barring any injuries, God forbid, he's going to get a second contract. He's just different. He's different. He's going to get a second contract. In my eyes, if I'm just going off of what I think moving forward, and think about this too, UA, you have the 5th-year option. You take him in the first round, you have him on the 5th-year option there. So I know we declined that one with we picked up the 5th year with Josh, right? No, we declined the 5th-year option with Josh. But once again, we'll have that 5th-year option like we did with Josh Jacobs. So salute to my guy, UA. Salute to Jason as well, gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. My brother, salute to you, man. Salute to all the new Green Dot gang in the building because of my brother, Jason Hunter. Salute to you, bro. Thank you. Love you, bro. Salute to S. Dot, my guy. Hug these, needs to put it back in your pants and leave the table and Jeanty alone. Picking Jeanty a running back early ain't the move, bro. The class is too deep, too many holes with our squad. Salute to S. Dot. I hear you, bro. I hear you. I was a firm believer in this class being, so deep at the running back spot that you could find one later. But this is the thing. Chip Kelly runs the football a lot. They ran the football. They were one of the most running football teams in the nation last year in Ohio State. Chip loves to run the ball. Pete Carroll loves to run the ball. I understand that maybe you can get a Trayvon Henderson or a Judkins. Look, Dot, those are not this. It's just not. If you're going to run the football constantly, you want to have the best running back available at your disposal. And Jeanty's the guy. He's the best running back in this year's class. It is what it is. So if you can get the best at something that you want to do the best, which is run the football, why not take the best running back available, regardless if it's at 6 or not? Look, if this was any other year, we just went and got Geno, okay? S. Dot, we just got Geno. So we have a quarterback there for at least, the next 2-3 seasons, right? If we didn't go make that move, I hear you, S. That's like, damn, we need a quarterback. I wouldn't be against moving up for Shador, Cam Ward, so on and so forth. We don't need to do that right now because we have a guy that's played at a pretty high level these past few seasons. He had a bumpy season last year where his team struggled. The offensive line struggled. The ground game didn't help him any, and they didn't have a great season out there in Seattle. But we have a quarterback. If we didn't have a quarterback, I'd be like, yeah, man, Jeanty, that's an afterthought. You got to go get you a guy that can call, that can be the guy that calls the huddle. Take Jeanty at 6, man. If he's available, bro, take him at 6. Because I'm telling you now, God forbid any freak accidents or anything, Trayvon Henderson is not going to have a career like him. Judkins not going to have a career like him. I love Amarion Hampton. He's not going to have a career like him. We can go down a long list of all these other guys if you want. The RJ Harveys, all these guys that we've talked about constantly, they are not Ashton Jeanty. But salute to my guy S. Dot. Appreciate you, brother, on a $10 special. Salute to my guy. Fuck you, the greatest name in YouTube history. What's up, big homie? My daughter was born 3 days ago, man. Congratulations, brother. Nothing like fatherhood, man. Already belongs to the dark side. Love what I've seen this offseason. Everything is calculated. Salute to my guy. And once again, man, salute to you on fatherhood, my brother. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's always good to see my guy. Fuck you in the building, man. Salute to RS. Watching Graph's lives is better than church on Sunday. Salute, bro. Salute to my guy, RS. I appreciate you for the kind words, bro. And I appreciate you on the $5 holla. Always good to see my guy, RS, in the building. Gator don't play. Real ones know about Gator don't play. Please draft Jeanty in the first round, Milroe later. I have no problem with that. He's an athletic freak. Not a big fan of Jalen Milroe at all. You know, the accuracy issues. You know, he has an arm talent like crazy. He can throw the deep ball. You know, he's mobile. The physical, you know, he has it all. It all really starts right here. And if Chip thinks that he can get the best out of him, I don't have an issue with that. If he's available in the third round and we already went and got, let's just say, our running back and a guard or offensive lineman, or we took a receiver there in a second and he's available in the third, I have no issue taking Jalen Milroe. Sit him for a few years, you know, allow Gino to help develop him behind the scenes. I'm cool with that. Salute to Gator, don't play. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, what are you waiting on? Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Salute to Brian. Graphk, do you like the Jaden Blue running back from Texas? He ran a 4.25, 4.28 on his pro day. Love him. Love him. Kid's a baller. That's one of my favorite kids out there that plays for the Longhorns. Like him, I do like Isaiah Bond, but I really like Matthew Golden. But he's another guy that can be a sneaky day 3 option. I don't think he goes the first 2 days. I think he's a day 3 running back, but he can be a sneaky running back there in the third day. And I want to double dip, so I wouldn't have an issue doubling back and getting the Jaden Blue. He's nice. Salute to my guy, Brian. I'm going to show you guys something real quick for those who are kind of down on the whole Ashton Jeanty thing. Look at this real quick, you guys. This is actually kind of crazy. I'm going to bring this up. Salute to Ryan DePaul on Twitter. Let me share the screen real quick. Is this the one? Yep. Boom. Look at this. An Ashton Jeanty graphic that doesn't even look real. Yards after contact X, missed tackles forced. Now you look at this and you're thinking, damn, okay, well, Donovan Edwards is at the bottom down there. You know, you're looking middle of the pack. You got Jordan James. You got my guy Kyle at a Rutgers. We got even DJ Giddens. Amarion Hampton is right there at the 50-50 mark. You got Trayvon Henderson, Caleb Johnson. Scatterboo is really high up here. But then you go all the way in the corner. For those who can't see this, all the way up here. That is where Ashton Jeanty is. That's what separates him from this class. Look at that. Just look at that. I know you guys can't see the graphic too close. It's kind of tough because it's on Twitter, but there's a ton of names here. All right here. The Dylan Sampsons of the world. You know, the Juckins, the Hendersons. And then you see, boom, Scatterboo's right here. You got Jeanty way, way, way the hell up there. It's crazy, man. It's actually crazy. Hammer, I got you, bro. Let me get my shit in real quick, and then you can pull up. Salute to Manic, my guy, 909 in the building. Definitely appreciate you, bro, on the donation. Thank you so much. My guy Manic in the building. Also, let me see. Salute to Hug. S. Dot and I are like Brennan Carroll and dealing ready to do the Oklahoma drills for our guy in the draft. Better have good feet, S. Dot, and a stiff back. I'm hitting the truck stick, big homie. Hey, yo, you got to relax, bro. You got to relax, Hug. You got to relax, man. Being a little too horny out here on Thursday afternoon, bro. Hold the brakes a little bit. Stiff backs and hitting truck sticks and all that good stuff. Relax, bro. Relax. Salute to my guy, Hug, man. And I hear you. The Brendan Carroll and Dylan, you know, Dylan's my guy. But this is absolutely insane, man. This is absolutely insane. Yeah, Dustin, I don't, it's, how's that a reach? You know what I'm saying? Like you're taking potentially a franchise changing player offensively. If you have a Jeanty and a Brock Bowers, things can get disgusting for opposing defenses, you guys. Jeanty and Brock Bowers. It's not even fair, man. It's not even fair. Salute to Steel Cage, my guy in the building. Jeanty is the guy. We need playmakers. Al Davis said, pick the guy that puts the ball in the end zone. Facts. Facts. Salute to Al, the GOAT. Facts. Salute to my guy. Salute to Niles, my sis in the building. Always love. Appreciate you so much. Thank you to all, to Niles, and salute to all the new members in the building. Also, my brother Mikey popped in and gifted 5. I appreciate you, my brother, so much. Salute to Niles, Mikey. Salute to the 10 new Green Dot Gang members. If you guys missed out on those, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It definitely helps us keep the lights on. This is my boy Mikey, y'all. He's on his wife's account. So for those who think it's a Melissa, it's Mikey. Okay, it's Mikey. Miguel, Mikey, either one. This is my guy right here. Salute to my brother and salute to my sis Niles. Appreciate you guys so much. Also, I'm going to take this down real quick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. I'm going to show you some things, you guys. Once again, man, salute to everybody here in the building. As always, I'm going to bring up a few. All right. Just look at this kid, man. Just look at this kid. Salute to Overtime on Twitter. Pass pro, even at 5'8". And once again, another attribute to his skill set. He can get really active in the passing game. They didn't really use him a lot in the passing game this last season. They ran him. We can't compare the two, bro. You can't we can't do that, man. Yeah, we wanted to see our homegrown talent Zeus do his thing. He had a nice 3-4 game stretch the year before last. We all, was like thinking, hoping that he love to see all my moderators in the building too. Hug. I see CGR. I see my brother Jason Hunter. All my guys, man. Appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, LV, I'm hearing a lot about them wanting to keep him home here in Dallas. I know he's in Cincinnati. You're going to go draft a guy. You brought Jordan Meredith back on the cheap. I think this O-line is going to get better. Honestly, I do. And I think that they're going to go get a tackle and a guard in this year's class, regardless if it's in the mid rounds, later rounds, early, that this O-line will be able to help block for him, for sure. But once again, they're still not done building. You know what I mean? Salute to S. Dot once again. If we really felt like we could have had kept Jacobs flat out, after 4 years, we are not paying top dollar for Jeanty, same as Jacobs. Guys need to stop the boner cap on this dude. Nasty work. It depends on where you are, S. Dot. It depends on where you are. Josh, the thing with this is I love Josh Jacobs. Good dude, great football player, great human being as a whole. I've been around him. Good guy. Where we were at the point of free agency with him was, did it make sense for us to bring him back? We were not in a situation where we were going to win. We had nasty quarterback situation. We weren't a running back away from really being a contender. We weren't. And once again, man, Josh Jacobs had one phenomenal season where he led the league in rushing yards, but he dealt with some injuries and stuff as well. You know what I mean? So do you want to allocate that kind of money to bring back a Josh Jacobs when you're not essentially a running back away? Green Bay thought, we're a running back away. Let's go get Josh Jacobs. He can be the guy to come in and for Aaron Jones and be that next great Green Bay running back. Same thing with Baltimore. We're a running back away. You go get Derrick Henry, he can turn this thing around. Same thing with Philly. Go get Saquon Barkley. All those guys were in that same free agency class, and they got paid a shit ton of money. You know why? Because they went to the right situations. We were not in any kind of situation to pay Josh Jacobs. We were not. And Reaper, you could say Josh Jacobs carried this team on his back. In a sense, I agree with you. But what does carrying that team on his back mean? 6-11? At best, 10-7, where we snuck into the playoffs? And he was beat up that season. So it's just, you have to look at the situations, you guys. Green Bay was in a great situation to pay Josh Jacobs. Baltimore, great situation to pay Derrick Henry. And once again, Philly, it paid off everything for him to go out there and have an MVP type year and win a Super Bowl. We were not in that situation. We weren't. Now, if we're going on 4-13, 4-13, 4-13, 4-13, and Jeanty's deal comes up, hey man, you might have to say, we're not in a situation to pay the running back. You can't say that. You can't say he'll be beat up. There's no proof of that. Up to this point, he hasn't been beat up. And I know the NFL is a different beast, but you can't just come out here and say that he's going to be beat up. There's no proof behind that. You can't say that. The NFL is definitely a different monster, but you can't say that, brother. You just can't. Salute to Jason. I was on a podcast doing draft prospects for the Raiders. Shouted you out a few times about some of the guys I spotlighted. Appreciate the knowledge. Jedi Master, OLV for life, Raider Nation for life. Salute to my brother Jason Hunter, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you for always supporting the brand, protecting the brand, and just showing love and endless support, bro. That means a lot to me, man. Salute to my guy, Jason Hunter, man. He will be here for the draft as well, you guys. We're going to be covering the draft all 3 days, so stay tuned. Salute to my guy, Black Sales. Jeanty is worth the 6th pick, but this edge class is insane. We've been crying about someone across Max. I love Jalen Walker and Mike Green, if innocent. Oh, I love Mike Green out of Marshall. That's a kid that if he falls because of, these off-field issues, which I hope he is innocent, because if not, he's not, he won't go early. But I don't know if he passes the Falcons, Black Sales. I think they're at 15, somewhere in that range. I think they take him. I'm not that high on Jalen Walker. I'm just not. I understand. I watched the tape. I think he had 6.5 sacks last season. Doesn't have a ton of production getting to the quarterback at Georgia, but I don't see it. The kid, he could be a guy at the next level. At 6, I don't want to do that. I don't. I'd rather just have Kuntz ball out, or have this play out this 1 year and see where we are with him than take an edge at 6 that may not work out. And we still already have a guy that we took at 7 with Tyree Wilson still on this roster. So I wouldn't want to go that route. But Mike Green, to me, is special. Led the nation in sacks last season, 17.5 out there, Marshall. Similar measurables to Khalil Mack coming out of Buffalo. I would definitely take a look at him if we trade it back. Definitely. Salute to my guy, Black Sales. He's a baller. Raider Losa. He's one of the more under the radar wide receivers in this year's class. I think my brother Sanjit said that he thinks he's the best wide receiver in this class, which is kind of crazy. But a salute to Sanjit. He could be totally right. But he's interesting. He's interesting. I would definitely, where does he go, Lo? So let me ask you this. Where do you have him going? Some people have him as a first-round guy. Some people have him in the 2nd, potentially in the 3rd. But kid's special. And he's not getting a lot of talk at all. Like, at all. Even NFL.com has him as will eventually be an average starter. 5'11", Inglewood, California. I wanted to see I forgot who they had him compared to. Marvin Mims Jr., which he's been an all-pro for Denver, but a special teams all-pro kick returner, not at the wide receiver position. So 5'11", be interested to take a look at him. Like Kyle Williams. I don't think so. 2 stock? I don't think so. At the running back position, no. And he's built like a brick house. There was smaller, running backs. I mean, I think Barry was 5'8", 5'9", right? Like, he's healthy. He takes care of his body, and he can hide behind those big-ass offensive linemen. I'm not worried about him. I'm not. Personally, I'm not 2 stock. Let me see. Salute once again to everybody here in the building. We still got a lot more to talk about. Appreciate everybody here in the chat. Just want to make sure I catch up on everybody's super, so I'm not disrespecting. Jeanty gives us elite offensive players in back-to-back drafts. Pull the trigger, Raiders. Talk, Wade. Talk. You can't miss out right there, man. Back-to-back drafts where you get Jeanty and you get Brock Bowers and G. Come on, man. Facts. Both on rookie deals, Wade. both on rookie deals. Nasty work. Salute to my guy, Johnny Wade, out there in Indianapolis. Salute to Hug. I'll put money on GT being a 1,200-yard rusher his rookie season. C-note anyone? I paid my bets. This is facts. He definitely is down to Boogie, man. I'm telling y'all now, Hug, well, his money is always good. I don't even care what the team and O-line he runs behind. Woo! Woo! Hug is official. Hug is official. I got more than that. I got more than 1,200 yards. Why not go 13 in year one? I mean, everybody gets 1,000 yards in the league now, right? I mean, shit, everybody essentially gets over 1,000 yards. Shit, people are beating up Najee Harris for having over 1,000 yards rushing 4 seasons in a row. You know, I mean, I know he's, borderline almost not at 1,000 yards, but I'm just saying, everybody gets 1,000 yards. Get a little more aggressive. 1,400 yards, Hug. Let's go. Salute to Jorge. Do you think the Raiders will decide on Shedeur or Jeanty, both available at 6? Shedeur can fall after the Giants signing Winston and Wilson. Jorge, I think this. I put a tweet out there, and I said that if you went and got Winston, right, and you drafted Shedeur, that makes sense. If you went and got Wilson and you drafted Shedeur, it makes sense. If you went and got Winston and Russell Wilson and then draft Shedeur, it's just kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? But they're both on 1-year deals. The guaranteed money with Russ is nothing. I think it's like $10.5 million. It can get up to 20 with incentives. And then Winston's getting like $8 million per. So essentially you're paying 2 starter level quarterbacks 1 starter pay. So you can still go get Shedeur. And the thing is this, Jorge, I think the Giants take him. I do, because this buys their GM and their head coach another year. And what I mean by that is we take our quarterback at 3. You guys, give us another year. Let Russ and company, develop him and help him get right behind the scenes. And after next year, we got our guy Shedeur. He'll be the guy moving forward. I think it'd be a smart move on DeBall's behalf to draft him, because not only do you have your quarterback of the future, but you have a guy that could potentially buy you some time. Going to your owner, and saying, hey, we have our guy of the future. Allow us some time to develop him, and so on and so forth. Because the last thing you want to do is have Shedeur here with this regime, and then you fire everybody next offseason, and then Shedeur is in year 2, finally about to get the start, and there's a whole new regime. So, you're already kind of setting your guy behind the curve, so to speak. You know what I mean? So, but it's going to be interesting. We shall see. But, we've talked about this ad nauseum over here. Like, the Giants have not historically, drafted African-American quarterbacks. It'd be so fucking funny to hear all this shit that's going on, and then you go ahead and get 3 in one offseason. I would love it. Look, I love Shedeur. I would love for him to be a Raider, but he was made for the bright lights. I don't want him in Cleveland. I would love him in Vegas. Would love to watch him in New York, even though they got to build the right program around him. But I would love to see him out there. Would love if he's not a Raider. Get to learn a year behind Russ, get to learn a year behind Winston. 2 leaders, makes sense. Max said JPJ is there every morning with him and taking him through the ringer. Let's go, Pace. JPJ plus Max work ethic equals monster JPJ. Also throw Malcolm Koonce into there. Pace, right? Max said he's there every day. Going crazy with it as well. We know Jacoby is his work ethic is out of this world. I don't know if you guys seen the clip where Josh Jacobs today was talking about the most underrated player that he's played with. He mentioned Jacoby. He said that dude's a dog. He put him into that mix. And now you bring in, potentially, Brock Bowers is just a monster. If you brought in a Jeanty, this could be really, really fun this year with all this talent that we're going to have, in the building. Now, I heard that Geno is a workout machine too. I heard that he loves being in the building, working on his game. So, hey, I love it. But JPJ has always been like that. I just want him to stay healthy. If JPJ stays healthy, man, we're going to have a potential Hall of Fame center on our hands with the young pup out of Oregon. Salute to Silver and Facts, my guy. And I'm missing on a few supers, you guys. I'll run them back. Hold Hold on real quick. Okay, I think I got those three. All right. Jeanty and Harvey Mostert. Let's NASCAR this mother. I would love it. RJ Harvey's another dude who is a stud. Would love to have him, Jeanty, and that'd be a nasty, nasty running back room. Silver and Facts. This is Facts. Salute to Sweet Jazz as well, gifting 5 OLV Raider Nation Network memberships. My brother, I appreciate you so much. Appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you so much. If you guys missed out on those 5, you want to become a member, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It definitely helps us keep the lights on over here at OLV Raiders Network. Got you. Give me a few. Once again, salute to Sweet Jazz. Salute to Jason, my dog, once again. What about trading down and getting Membao? I always butcher his name. The right tackle out of Missouri and draft Caleb Johnson in a second. Just wondering what you think. If that's the move, that's the move. Yeah, look, even if you take him at 6, the tackle out of Missouri, I'm not mad about that. And then you go get Caleb Johnson in the second round. I like that kid out of Iowa. If that's the way we're gonna go about this, that's the way let's do it. Let's do it. I just think, honestly, man, like Glaze had a really good season last year for us, taking over from Mumford when he went down. Like, I want to see him build on that. I don't want to take a right tackle at 6 if we don't need to. If they believe that we need him and he could be, this all-pro type talent, a starter for years to come, then go get the kid out of Missouri. I like him. If we take him, I have no problem. But I don't think you can be able to trade down like that, Jason, because I don't know what New England is thinking. Right now, I know they went and got Morgan Moses, who plays right tackle, but I mean, you get the kid out of Missouri, he's going to be an upgrade over him. So what do they do? Or do they get Will Campbell and put him at left tackle and they use Morgan Moses, the veteran, on the right side? To be determined, right? But if you end up with both those kind of guys, those kind of talents, I'm all for it. But I think if you want to get the right tackle out of Missouri, you have to take him at 6. I don't think you want to play around with trying to trade back because one of those teams may jump on him immediately. Salute to my guy, Jay. Salute to Ricky Logan as well, becoming a member. I appreciate you, bro. Real talk. That means a lot. S-Dot, you are wilding now, bro. You said Caleb Johnson is whack. I'm going to have to start questioning some of your football acumen now, bro. I'm going to have to start questioning your IQ a little bit. Caleb Johnson is whack? What are we doing here? Crazy, crazy work. Also, you guys, for those who didn't get an opportunity to see, salute to my brother Scout, put a tweet out there. The Raiders have scheduled a private visit with Missouri standout wide receiver Luther Burden. This is a kid that I was high on this past season at the collegiate level. Didn't have a productive year, you guys, at all. I think he's starting to fall down a lot of people's draft boards because he had 61 receptions, 676 yards receiving, and only had 6 touchdowns this past year. Averaged 11.1 a clip. In 2023, a way more productive season. 86 receptions, 1,200 yards receiving, averaged 14 a clip, 9 touchdowns, along of 56 yards. This is a guy that we're going to take a look at here. He could potentially fall to the second round. If he does, I'm all for taking that kid, Luther Burden, out of Missouri. Kansas City kid, I believe. No, St. Louis. From St. Louis. Don't let the Chiefs get him. Would hate it. Don't let the Chiefs get him. But we will be bringing him in for an interview here soon, or in for a visit. So keep an eye on the young pup out of Missouri. Also, news broke yesterday. I don't know if you guys, were on Twitter or any of that good stuff, but Jordan Reed of ESPN dropped the news that the Raiders are going to be visiting with Will Campbell, the offensive lineman, left tackle out of LSU. This kid is phenomenal talent, 6'6", 319, All-American. The problem with him was so-called the short arms. Went out there, I believe, yesterday, and I guess what happened was his arms were longer than the narrative that they were trying to paint, and he seems like he's pretty pissed off right now. This is a kid that is a top 5, top 10 type talent. Played really well at tackle for LSU. A lot of people, including myself, because of the short arms, had him kind of converting the guard at the next level. But it sounds like he wants to remain a tackle. So He's already visited with the Patriots, according to Jordan Reed. He will visit the Raiders later this week. So expect some type of information or update soon with the Raiders talking about talking with the All-American left tackle out of LSU. So once again, I don't know if this is a move where the Raiders would, bring him in and move him to guard, because we can always use a left guard, have him right there next to JPJ. Or if this is a situation where you're potentially looking at Colton Miller's replacement down the line. He has no more guaranteed money, I believe, on his contract. So you can essentially get out of that Colton Miller deal whenever you want. So I don't know if this is a move that they make if we do draft Will Campbell, that he remain a tackle, or if we moved him to guard. Now, if he's going to be a guard, I don't think they take him at 6. So, but we will be having a meeting with the young All-American left tackle at LSU, which I think is smart. He's one of the top players in this draft, regardless if it's guard or tackle. And I love the feistiness. I love him having that interview yesterday. He was talking to the media, and he was a little pissed off a little bit. You can see it. Like, you guys kept talking about these T-Rex arms. You know what I mean? I love it. Let me see. Salute the man, though, once again as well. What if New England gets Jeanty? That would be random. We talked about that at the beginning of the show. Talked about that, which I can definitely see it happening. There's a lot more talk about that. Right now, because the Vrabel, offense that they had in Tennessee with Derrick Henry. They had a workhorse there. Ramondre Stevenson struggled with New England running the ball last year. But who won it behind that nasty O-line? But fumbled a ton last season. He fumbled the football like 7 times or some shit. But I could see New England taking Jeanty at 6. I definitely could. That's the only team in front of us, to me, that actually makes sense potentially taking them there. Salute to Snake Fist, my dog, on a $20 special. I'm putting my faith in Spytek and Pete. Draft choices, 79 years old Monday. I was at the first Raiders first home game at Kazar Stadium in San Francisco. Holy shit. Against the Houston Oilers on September 11th, 1960. Thanks again for your prayers. That is dope, man. That is dope. Salute to my guy, Snake Fist, man. Once again, brother, I'm so proud you're cancer-free and all that good stuff, and you're healthy. And that is so dope, bro. The first game in San Francisco. Wow. We got some of the coolest people in the world in the chat, man. Salute to my guy, Snake Fist, and happy birthday, brother. Salute to my guy.com. Yo, what up, my brother? I've been on my cleanse, but I'm really tuned in into what our team has been doing. I'm excited. Definitely did. Yeah, bro, I called you. I sent you a text when I was in Cincinnati. I was like, where the hell is .com at? I didn't know what happened, bro. I was like, where you at? But no, definitely, bro. Definitely. Always good to link up with my guy.com. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, what are y'all waiting on? Once again, we're going over the whole Jeanty stuff. John Spytek was out there at his pro day yesterday. A lot of people seem to have left that pro day very impressed by the young kid. It was reported also that Spytek and Jeanty went out to dinner right after the pro day. So Spytek got an opportunity to talk to the kid and have a chance to sit down with him and build with him a little bit. So keep an eye on that. There really is some smoke here with Ashton Jeanty. Once again, you pay Chip Kelly the big bucks, $6 million per, to make him the highest paid offensive coordinator in the league. He loves to run the football. If you want Chip Kelly to be successful, you want that offense to be successful, you got to go get you one of the best running backs in this year's class. That's why I have no issues taking him at 6. And then once again, Pete Carroll loves to run the football. There's a lot of beast mode 2.0 in the world. A lot of people are saying that. I'm not going to go that far as to say that these guys have the same kind of game. I'll definitely say, they're bruisers after contact, and their balance is both out of this world. So I could see a little bit of beast mode in his game for sure. But he needs that. Pete Carroll wants that bruising running back in his system. And, not bruising, but that number one workhorse guy that you can just feed if need be. So I'm here for it. Talked about the Luther Burden visit. Once again, you guys, the young kid out of Missouri, looks like he will be in the building here soon. Also, it was reported that I've seen a lot of people saying that John Spytek was the only guy out there at Ashton Jeanty's pro day. That was not true at all. For those who have no idea, every team, all 32 football NFL teams, had people out there covering his pro day. So I don't know why people say, oh, Spytek's the only guy out there and so on and so on. You guys, this is a potential generational player. It makes no sense for just one team to be out there checking out the kid. The Broncos were out there, and, they're very familiar with him because they're fairly close in distance, Idaho, Colorado, not too far. The Pittsburgh Steelers were out there. There was a ton of, just everybody was out there. Everybody was out there on full display watching Jeanty get his reps in at his pro day. So don't buy into that bullshit that we were the only team out there and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that. Yeah, only GM. I don't care. There was people that were saying that we were the only team out there. We're the only team. There were reps out there from every single team. Every single team. So, I've seen reports. I've seen people saying that we were the only team out there. That's what some people were saying. So yes, I seen that, but I know the Broncos had their scouts out there, their running back coach, and Pittsburgh, and so on and so forth. But yes, does it look like it stands out a little bit when you have your actual first year GM out there? It does. It looks like, oh shit, maybe they really are buying into getting GT at 6. I can see it. But this could be smoke as well, you guys. It could be smoke. It can be smoke. And Cobain, you're right. Spytek drafted Bucky Irvin. And where he take him at? The 4th round? 4th, 5th round? That kid's a beast. Out of Oregon? When did they take him? Was the 4th, 5th round? 4th round. Yep. So it could be some smoke here. Maybe they're there in attendance to, build up some hype around him and hope that maybe New England takes him out for us so one of those other players drop. Could be smoke. It could be. But, I mean, how could you not be interested in a talent like Ashton Jeanty at a position that we need to fill more than any other position right now on this team? So get some questions in, you guys. Let me send this link over to my brother Hammer real quick. We'll kick it for a little bit. Salute once again to everybody here in the building. I appreciate you guys so much. Also, if you guys get a chance to, man, go check out the live that we did yesterday. Me and Darcy kind of did a Raiders versus Chiefs off-season grades. If you get an opportunity to, go check out the last live that I updated. Hold on. Boom, boom. All right, Hammer, check your DM on IG. Yes, facts, Black Sunday. Facts. He is definitely a scout through and through. Just like Champ. Just like Champ. Salute to S. Dot. If Chip Kelly made it work very, very well with Henderson, why does he have to go get the best running back in the draft when there's dudes better than Henderson later on? Make logical sense. Well, let me say this, S. Dot. What's up to my bro Hammer in the building? Is the talent level different at the next level? There's reasons why people have Trayvon Henderson going in the 3rd round compared to the 1st round. Not saying that Henderson may not go in the 2nd, or maybe even somebody looks at him and says, we want him in the later part of the 1st. There's a reason why Jeanty is the number 1 consensus running back in this year's class. So I'm just saying, bro, I hear you, but we see year in and year out, these guys ball at the collegiate level and they get to the next level and it doesn't really pan out. I'm sorry, bro. When you look at the tape, it's different. And I love Trayvon Henderson. This kid's a monster. And pass pro, can help in the passing game, can run the football effectively. But when you look at the tape and you look at the production, right? Henderson had a 1-2 punch with him and Judkins. Jeanty was Jeanty. He was the guy. So, I like Henderson, bro. We end up going that route and taking best player available at 6, and it's not – well, if you take best player available at 6, it probably is Jeanty. But let's just say he's off the board and we go in another direction. I'm cool with that if we end up with Henderson. I'm not here to say, you guys, I'm going to be upset if we don't take – if Jeanty's not the pick. I'm just saying I'm here. I'm buying into it. I'm cool with it if that's the pick. I would love Jeanty as a Raider. But if they go right tackle there, or if they go Travis Hunter, if he drops, I would be ecstatic. Abdul Carter, if he drops, and then you get Judkins or Henderson later, I'm cool with that. But I just think there's a difference. I mean, Hammer, like, you get what I'm saying, bro? Like, with Jeanty and Henderson, it's like, yeah, he made it work at Ohio State with Henderson, but also Henderson had Judkins. He had somebody else that helped. It was a 1-2 punch. Jeanty didn't have that.
Henderson's also not Jeanty. Jeanty is a generational talent at the running back position. And like we've been talking about this for weeks now. Like, you're looking at him and Hampton as the 2 running backs to go off the board in the first round of this upcoming draft. But Jeanty is that guy. And with the moves that were made this offseason, hey, we got a guard. Might have not have been such a great season last year with Cincy and Alex Kappa. But we also got a quarterback that's already very, very familiar with Pete Carroll. Pretty much Pete Carroll is the guy that brought his career to life. With the Giants, with the Jets, trash.
Yeah.
I think what we're doing right now is making the right strides in the right direction. If Jeanty's there at 6, if Hunter's there at 6, if Abdul Carter's there at 6, I'm still pulling the trigger on Ashton Jeanty right now.
Ooh, so you're taking Jeanty over Hunter and Abdul Carter. Wow. Now, I'm okay with either one of those guys. But it's, man, bro. Trav's an alien.
I just did a mock probably like an hour ago. I've been watching the show the entire time. I did a mock and the other 2 were available. The mock that I did, in my opinion, I think was pretty solid. It fits everything we need, even though, again, we do have Geno Smith here. I did take a quarterback as well in this mock. I think I took him in like maybe the 4th round. I'll show it to you guys real quick. You guys can see the final result of it.
Salute to Silver and Facts. The Gruden drafts taught me don't overthink. You ain't never lied, bro. Salute to you on the $2 holler, man. My guy. That would be phenomenal.
And I know S-Dot would be incredibly happy to see that we went the route of an interior offensive lineman with Tyler Booker in the 2nd round. But I think all around, this fits every single need that we have right now. Every single hole that we currently need to fill. I think that this draft class right here, this mock, is probably one of the best ones that would address all the needs that we currently
I do
have.
too. I just have to say this. I think Booker's the 1st round guy. Trey Harris in the 3rd is phenomenal, but I think he'll be gone in the 2nd. Will Howard, I think you can get him at 108. Danny Stutzman is always available there at 143, and I like that kid out of Oklahoma. He's nice. Another sneaky name, Sebastian Castro. I like that pickup right there. Another safety that can add some value to that room. Nick Nash.
He's another thumper. I really like that kid. And like, I watched his tape and I watched him while he played at Iowa this past season. Like, kid the dog. Yeah, I think it'd be for us.
Nash is going to be available. He'll be available in those later rounds because of, for people that are not familiar with him, San Jose State had a phenomenal year this year, was one of the finalists, for the Blitnikoff Award. He's a converted quarterback.
Okay.
Big body guy, very athletic, but I think he only had 1 year or 2 years. What was? I'm going to look this up real quick. And he had a crazy year this year, massive year. Let me see. I'm going to look at the stats real fast. And salute to Northern California. I love San Jose State. I'm looking right now. Yeah, so 2023 is really where he started getting some reps. 728 yards. He had 8 touchdowns. But that's where he really started to get his feet wet. Turned receiver in 2019, but only had 1 reception for 4 yards the first year, 4 receptions for 36 yards in 2021, 6 for 62 in 2022. He didn't really get productive until 2023. So there's not a lot of production there at the wide receiver position. That's why he's available a lot in the later rounds, but almost 1,400 yards receiving on 104 catches, averaged 13 a clip, and also had 16 touchdowns. So he can be an interesting pick there in the later rounds. Him and what's my guy's name? Will Shepard out of Colorado. The big body, both 6'3", 6'4"-ish. Yeah. They can be available there in those later rounds. I love it. But I think this is a great draft. A great draft. You took a corner pretty late.
Yeah.
But I mean, got you an edge rusher and Ryland there out of Virginia Tech. He's a sneaky pickup. I'm not mad at that. On the matter, I think we got to get a corner earlier, though. I think that's the only thing that I would clean up with this draft. I'd probably look at, I mean, shit, you can't really take any of those top 5 guys off the board to get a corner because that's a great group. I don't know, bro. I mean, you got Trey Harris, so you don't really need Nick Nash. Take Nick Nash, get a corner earlier.
Yeah.
Because they're both big body guys. They're both ex-receivers. They're both literally the same size and 6'3".
And I heard what you were saying earlier as it pertains to New England, and you're thinking like New England might be the team to make that sneaky move to take Jeanty at 4. Like, I am definitely dead set right now with the Patriots. They need that left tackle to protect Drake May for years to come. You're probably going to see Kelvin Banks go there at 4.
Will Campbell.
Campbell is still a guy that is a viable option. I think it's a 1A, 1B where you're going to see either Campbell or Banks go there, though. Most definitely, they need to shore up that blindside protection for Drake May for years to come. That's the face of the franchise. They got to keep him standing up. So they're going to end up going with one of those left tackles with that 4th overall pick in this upcoming draft.
Did you get an opportunity to check out any of Jeanty's pro day?
I did not.
Okay, bro. Take a look at it when you can.
Okay.
Kid looks different, bro. He looks different. What do you think about Spytek being the only GM out there? Every team was on hand. He was the only GM. There was, scouts and running back coaches and all that other stuff on hand. Spytek actually, the rumor was, and I'm going to show you guys this real quick. I'm going to find it real quick on Twitter, that he actually took him out to eat last night. And I'm trying to find this. Let me see where it is. Salute once again, everybody here in the building. Also, salute to my brother Hammer for pulling up and kicking it. So this comes from the Takeover Sports podcast. Not too familiar with them, but salute to them. I'm going to take this one. Kick from studio. Not going to. Damn. Hammer, pull back up. Pull back up. My apologies. Let me see. Share screen. All right. I didn't ban this time, I promise. I didn't ban this time. So the Takeover podcast put, my roommate is serving Ashton Jeanty and the Raiders GM right now at the restaurant she works at, laughing my ass off. So Spytek took him out last night. Got a chance to really talk to the kid and see what it is. I mean, what do you think about this? Do you think that there's some smoke attached to this? Is it a Spytek, maybe trying to look like that's the move there at 6 and hoping that somebody else drops?
Potentially, but I also think like you saying and them putting it out there that Spytek was only GM out there, like who gives a fuck? Realistically, he's doing his job.
Yeah,
they could have sent anybody. Maybe Spytek took it upon himself. Like let me take care of this.
I also love that somebody said in the chat, he's a scout at heart. This is what he loves to do. So
he's been doing this for over 20 years. He's highly respected throughout the league. Like, I'm fine with it. If you're going to go that route, what does that mean for Colton Miller? Or do you look at him as being your starting right tackle this coming season? Like, what are we doing here? Like, I don't have any objections to it. Like, if that's the route you're going to go, if you're going to take an offensive lineman with that 6 overall, like, are you shoring up something for the future as well? Like, are you putting this piece in place to look at the quarterback of the future maybe next year, or are you getting somebody in this draft? I'm kind of still on the fence with this whole quarterback draft class this year. And there have been a couple of mock drafts where I have steered away from drafting a quarterback because I'm like, these aren't necessarily them. I think I can wait a whole nother year.
There's only a few players that actually make sense for the Raiders this year. There's only a few of them at 6. And people may not agree with me, but it's just facts. Graham doesn't make sense. You got Wilkins back. You got Adam Butler back into the fold. Why go Graham there? Abdul Carter is the best player in this draft to me. If he's available, that's going to be a tough, like to pass up there. You just brought Malcolm Kuntz back on a 1-year deal. You still have Tyree Wilson in the building. Shador, you know how much I love Shador. You just got Geno and you're going to pay him. So you can go get one essentially in the middle rounds. And if you want to get a quarterback next year in a deeper class, then hold out. You hold out for that. But Travis Hunter, you need a number one receiver. You need a number one corner.
Do you think they're going to have him play both ways, though?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying pick your – no, not at all. He's too small for that.
League right now is going to try to make him play both ways.
He's too small for that. I'm just saying pick your poison. Either way, you have your number one corner or you have your number one receiver. Mm-hmm. And then, with Jeanty, you need your running back. It makes all the sense in the world to bring him in. So, like, some of these guys, it's just like, why are you taking them? Why would you look to take him here? And I understand if you're in love with the idea of bringing in McMillan, you guys, honestly, if you think that for those who think that he can be a number one guy, he makes sense at 6'2", because if you think he can be what you think he can be. So, but Jeanty just makes a ton of sense. We struggled to run the ball last year. We don't have a number one back, and he can be that guy. Sincere's coming off an injury, and he played really well for us in a small, tight window. We don't know what we have with Dylan yet. Raheem Mostert was hurt all year last year, coming off of a phenomenal year in 23, and he's 33 years old.
Bro, I am not, and I want to try to look back to see which live this was where I brought up Mostert, and I think you shot it down initially.
I did.
About it, but I said, look, I will totally abandon what happened last year. I watched his presser last week. This guy is a solid red zone and goal line touchdown machine. Like, that was a solid pickup and depth for the running back position. Do we still need a number one? Absolutely. Yeah. But I think Mostert was a very, very good signing for us, especially with the running backs we have on that depth chart right now. And no disrespect to our guy in any way, shape, or form, but Mostert has that veteran experience, great leadership, and again, red zone and goal line touchdown machine. You can't go wrong with that.
And what if some people said that Geno has struggled in the red zone? So you bring in a Raheem Mostert and you bring in Ashton Jeanty, that 1-2 punch where they can both score a ton in red zone situations. You got Brock out there, Jacoby. It makes all the sense in the world. You look, if that is the one knock on Geno is, he struggles in the red zone. And there's a few other knocks. I've seen other people, but I've seen a lot of he struggles in the red zone.
Bro, who was this coach last year? It wasn't Pete Carroll.
Yeah, exactly.
Leave it alone.
Yeah. So we shall see what it looks like, man. What are you feeling thus far with what we've done? The nation hasn't seen you in a little while. Not really a lot of moves, but I mean, how are you feeling about that Diggs contract? $70 million for 3 years, bro.
So my Twitter, there's only a handful of people, like, realistically, that I have their notifications turned on when something breaks. Seeing Diggs with the 3 year, $69 million, I think it was doable, doable for him. Coming off the ACL injury, I still think it was doable, and New England needs the help.
Yeah.
Where did Cup go again? Cup is in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
I heard what you said before in terms of him playing like 7 to 9 games a season. You're paying him $15 million a year, like questionable.
Yeah.
The New York Football Giants, 2 quarterbacks in a week. You got Jameis Winston on a 2-year deal, which was like $8 million or some type of incentives for it.
Yeah.
You also got you just got Russell Wilson. They are doing Shane and Dable are doing everything in their power to keep their jobs.
Yeah.
And if Wilson is going to be the answer and get them 9-10 wins, good luck with that, because they have the hardest schedule this coming season. So they did a pretty decent job in terms of free agency. They got Holland, which I wasn't too thrilled about.
Yeah, no, man.
It's been a very interesting couple of weeks as it pertains to free agency with us. I'm happy. I'm optimistic. I'm looking forward to a little under 30 days from now with the draft. My camera is wilding out right now. There we go.
I was like, it kept doing the dun dun dun. I'm like, what the fuck going on?
You do a hand gesture and it'll like move around. We'll zoom in. It'll follow me. If I were to get up just now, it would follow me to like my door. This shit is insane. I'm liking what we're doing right now, but we got like 30 something days actually, I think we're under 30 days now until the draft. Yeah. And it was something I wanted to talk to you about in terms of the draft. We'll talk about it off air and see what the possibilities are.
Let me answer this real quick. Juice, that's cap. Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing first round pick, and he's coming off of a playoff appearance last year. Saquon Barkley, first round pick, greatest running back in the league right now, coming off an MVP type year, won a Super Bowl. I mean, yeah, some of these guys, you know, the Derrick Henrys of the world went in the second round. Jonathan Taylor went in the second round too, I believe, right?
Who?
Jonathan Taylor.
Was he a second rounder?
I think so. I mean, Bijan Robinson, first round pick. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs is balling out there with Detroit. You can't say that running backs in the first round don't work out. CMC, you know, like all the best running backs damn near not named Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry are all first round picks.
So, I think I'm meeting Bijan next weekend.
Nice.
That card that Mike gifted me, I'm definitely going to try to get that signed.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Are you going to the one where is Bo there?
Yes.
Oh, Waste is going too, bro. Hit him up.
I saw it the other day and I sent him a link. I was like, bro, it's back. He's like, oh, we're going. I was like, all right. Zamir White is apparently supposed to be there. I already told him I'm going to avoid him at all costs.
Nah, Duke's a good dude, man. He's a really good dude. Hot take. We struggled with running the ball because the line interior was trash. All running backs injured. Both quarterbacks injured equals right and left guard trash. Problem always starts there first. No Band-Aids. Esther, what's going on? What's going on with you today, man?
He's right, though. He's right. He's 1,000% right. And we always say it. If your offensive line don't work, your offense ain't going to work. And that was clear as fucking day last year, bro.
Well, no, I mean, let me say this. Esther, you're right. You're right. But did you expect Zamir White, bless you, or Alexander Madison or Amir Abdullah to take the league by storm? Like, bro, like our running back group was trash anyway. Like, and I'm not here to knock anybody personally. This is just football related. Like, bro, I don't give a fuck how good your O-line was last year. How much are you really going to run the football effectively with Zamir White, Amir Abdullah, and Alexander Madison as your number one, number two, and number three guys? Like, really?
I don't think our record was expected to be as bad as it was last season, but it was like knowing who the starting quarterback was going to be. It was like, this is still not going to be a good season.
Nah, and I understand what S-Dot is saying. I'm just saying, honestly, it's a mix of everything. It's a mix of not having a quarterback. It's a mix of, you know, the Lions struggling earlier on in the season and not being able to get the ground game going. You know what I mean? But it's honestly that we didn't have a ton of talent there in that group.
Woody, that's why we don't call him Zeus, bro. And Caps, I don't know if you speak in French. We did not think that.
I did. I didn't think that Zamir was going to be the best running back in the league, but I did think that if he was going to be the guy that was going to get the most reps, that he'd hit 1,000 yards. I thought he would.
He had a solid 4 games at the end of the season when Jacobs went down, but like before that, his fucking vision was ass. His fucking 12, 13 horses on his ranch with blinders have better vision than he does.
Yeah, but he also didn't really fit in this scheme. He didn't fit in that system, you know, so Scout mentioned something pretty cool that this upcoming year they may hold on to Zamir because we're going to be running more of a system that Georgia, you know, ran when he was out there and he was most productive. So we shall see. I'm not here to beat up on Zamir. He's not the best running back. He'll tell you that. I mean, shit. You know,
this is his 3rd year or is his 4th year?
3rd.
Yeah, I'm not holding my breath on him anymore. Fuck that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, man, Zamir. I honestly, I don't have him making this roster, but we shall see. Dustin, look, bro, we weren't. I mean, dog, he had a nice stretch of the season where Josh went down, and then we moved him. I mean, bro, why wouldn't we hype up one of our guys? We weren't acting like he was the next Bo Jackson or Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders. We're just saying we think that he can be productive. And last year, it definitely it was a different story to tell.
Fucking facts.
But we weren't over here acting as though Zamir was going to be this guy to take the league by. Please show me. Like we may troll a little bit and have some fun on Twitter. Like Zamir's gonna. I said he's gonna have 1,000 yards rushing. I did because I thought he was gonna be the workhorse, and I was totally wrong. I'll own that shit. I'll own it. Wrong. Facts. But you know, Dan says Josh Jacobs made the O-line look good. Okay. And Kenny, I did too. I definitely wanted Zeus to be good. It's nothing like having a good running back on a rookie deal, right?
Say it again, bro.
It's nothing like having a good running back on a rookie deal.
Absolutely. I do think Lobby makes the roster because he's not just a guy that you have to have in the backfield. He's a special teams weapon as well. Like yeah. I don't. There's no reason that he shouldn't make the roster.
We shall see. And I know personally he hit me up and there's a plan in motion. He spoke to our OC, spoken to our head coach. Everyone's excited. So we'll see where it goes. But, once again, I can't sit here and blow smoke up Dylan Lobby's ass because he's the homeboy, but I also can't beat up on him because he only had one rep. So we'll see. We'll see where we go with our guy this year. Hopefully he's phenomenal and makes our running back group better and adds some value in the special teams and he goes on a nice run. I would love it. But Sincere running back too, Taina, we don't know. Well, what's the plan with Sincere? He's still under contract. He'll be healthy come training camp. So that's my guy. You guys know I love Sincere, man. I would love for him to be a major piece moving forward. But it's a new regime in place. We have a new running backs coach, new offensive line, everything. New offensive line coach, new OC. We'll see. But yeah, man. Shit. Other than that, I don't really. Either way, this running back group is going to be better this year because once again, Chip runs the ball effectively. They were one of the better running teams, Ohio State last year in the nation. He always finds a way to run the football effectively, and Pete Carroll loves running the ball. So I think regardless, we'll be better than what we were last year. Look, if we went from being a worst running team in the NFL to being a middle of the pack team, I can live with that.
Yep.
I can live with that because at least we've improved in year one with this new regime, and you can build on that. But I'm saying now, if you bring in a Jeanty, I expect this to be one of the better running back groups in the NFL in year one with him. Real talk. But we shall see. But even with what we have now in the building, it's better because of what we did with Dylan coming over from Notre Dame, Chip Kelly, and so on and so forth. So I think we'll be all right. We'll be able to run the ball a lot more effectively this year, and that's going to open up everything. So what you got going on, man, moving forward, man? You got anything set up? Or I know you just been ripping and running and working and stuff.
Ripping and running. It's officially opening day in Major League Baseball, so
yes.
Obviously had to rep one of my two teams.
Sell out.
Starts in another hour? So I'm looking forward to seeing what Soto does in his first official game as a Met against Houston today. But I got work. And it's another long night. I'll be in from 5 to 1:30. So yeah,
I got to get my ass out to Sac and go watch my A's play now. They're playing in a minor league stadium in Sacramento.
Shit, and I want to see Tampa too because they're using the Yankees minor league stadium as well.
Salute, man, to everybody here in the building. As always, I appreciate you guys so much for rocking with us. I'm gonna get out of here and go pick up my sons here in a second, but. Once again, you're just pulling up. I know you watched the show. We will be having a private workout with Luther Burden, wide receiver out of Missouri, you guys. Spytek and company was out there at the pro day for the Boise running back, Ashton Jeanty, yesterday. So there's a lot of smoke around him. 2 National League teams is just nasty, disgusting work. It's nasty work, bro. Like nasty work. Like I'm an A's fan and my uncle played for the Dodgers and I don't wear Dodger shit.
Yo, and Graphk is also a closet Met fan. He went to Citi Field and had the time of his life. So he still rocks his orange Mets beanie around Dallas and everything.
I love my A's. That's all I'm gonna say, man. I'm a baseball fan though. I love going to baseball games regardless. I'm going to the A's and Rangers game here soon out here in Dallas too. So, but I'm an A's fan. If I had to have another team, it would have been the Dodgers because my uncle played for him. But I'm not doing that. Salute to everybody in the building. As always, love and appreciate every single one of you guys. We will be back this week with a lot more. I know it's going to be another Graphk and Wasted show. Maybe if Hammer's around at some point, I know he's ripping and running. We'll do another show as well. But stay tuned. A lot more content on the way. Wipe them feet on the way out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, go subscribe to my brother, Raider Nation News Today, over at Hammer's House as well on YouTube. Go. Subscribe. Love y'all. We out. One.